Bam! Hey kids, welcome back. Another boat tech tip here for the newbies more than anything. I do have a roto twister under here. And this is going to be about drive shaft maintenance. So for those of you, for Bardwell, get a tissue because we're going to be using round objects and grease. So anyway, the boat that I picked to do this on is the one that I ran today that I'm getting ready for a cross-country run with this weekend back home at the lake. My goal is, and you guys might have seen the video that I did on this rather large boat, my goal is to run this boat. I set the hull up and repropped it and retuned it for choppy water just in case the lake is choppy, and then we're going to hop in my boat back home at the lake, the real boat, and I'll have my son or my wife drive it, and I'm going to drive this guy around the lake and video the whole thing. So hopefully it's going to be cool. Hopefully we'll have some waves and crush shit up. It'll be pretty cool. But we're going to talk about shaft maintenance. Okay, so this one needs done. I should have used a smaller boat, but that's okay. I don't really have that many of them. There are two basic types of drive shafts, drive shaft setups for RC boats. You've got either a fixed strut design, which is what this is, or you've got just a standard collet design. So this is kind of hard to see, but if you look down in here, you've got your collet, okay? Your collet's what's holding your shaft in. After about, it depends on the boat you're running. If you're running a really high RPM boat, I would suggest doing a shaft maintenance after every run. A gasser like this, I would say probably every 45 minutes or so of a run, you're good. But the difference is, like Rockstar, there's the bottom of him, with that guy, you just loosen the collet and pull the shaft right out. This one has a strut, basically a strut lock on it. So I actually have to loosen the whole strut and take this silver bit out, take this bolt out, take the strut out, loosen the collet, then loosen the strut and pull the whole thing back. And then all we're going to do, we're going to wipe it off and we're going to grease it up. So I'm going to pull this out off camera real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, for simplicity of video taking, I have removed the boat because that is a very, very large machine. So here we go. Here's the shaft, and you can see that it's more or less like a wound, almost like a spring around the core. And then this is the actual strut. So now maybe you understand a little bit on how that worked. So what I usually do with these is I will take some paper towels, a paper towel. Fucking mosquitoes. Ouch. Alright. Alright. You don't have to use this many. This is denatured alcohol. Alright. You don't have to do it this way. You can just take a paper towel and wipe it off, but this is just how I do it. And I get all the old grease off. Alright. Then what I use, this is what most people use. This is good old-fashioned marine grease. You can get it from TFL. You can get it from about any RC boat hobby shop, online, offshore electrics, zip kits, things like that. I actually use this. This is WD-40 Specialist Water Resistant Grease. Okay, WD-40 that's what it's made for. Water displacement, 40th try. Look it up on Wikipedia. But that's what I use, and it's really, really good stuff. It seems to hold up a little bit longer than the other type of stuff, and all I do basically, take the cap off. This is for a grease gun, right? But we don't use a grease gun, and I just basically dip the shaft in there, and then I run it down with my hands, and slide it back in. Now, if you have a strut style like this, one of the things that you want to look at, if I remember right, this one is like that. There is actually a set screw, and a lot of people don't know this part. This is important. Down in here. Okay? And this set screw comes out. Look at that. Magic, right? Then, that is how you get grease down into here. Now, to do that, hang on. Let me dig one up. I use these little syringes I got off of Amazon. They're real cheap. I can't remember. I think I bought like 50 of them for 10 bucks or something like that. Take out that set screw if you have a strut like this. If you don't, if you have a free shaft where you can just loosen the collet and it pulls right out, don't worry about this step. But if you have a shaft like this where it's locked like that, you can shoot grease down into here and it will lube this part of it where your shaft is. Or if you want to, you can take off the prop, you can take off the collet and pull the whole shaft through. I don't do it that way. I just take a syringe and shoot it down. So that's what we do. So we pack this in here. Might have to do it a couple times to make sure you get it down there. Okay. And you can hand pack these into the syringe if you want to. I'm gonna get so many fucking jokes about this video. Shaft greasing and hand packing. I mean, come on, right? So there we go. I know I've hit bottom. There's another one, right? We're gonna do that. Shoot a little bit more in there. Cool. Like the sound effects, that's what makes it work better. All right. And I can actually feel the difference. It does spin much more. You can just tell. All right. So if you have a shaft like that, make sure. So I'm gonna get nothing but jokes. Bring it on. I have a good humor. Let's do it. And then make sure you put your set screw back in. This will press the grease down even further. Make sure that you bottom it out. Don't over torque it because it's pretty much forever if you strip it. That one you can't drill out too easy. And then replace the shaft. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do that off camera, but I just want to get all the old grease out. Take new grease, rubber glove if you want, and really saturate this up. Set everything back in. Bam, you're done. Like I said, whether your boat is an electric, gas, or nitro, I need to tighten that up. You want to do this. If my electric boats, which I only have like 2 left because honestly I'm sick of electric boats. I've got Miss Chaos, which is insanely fast. My rigger that I built, I love that boat, and I've got my Whiplash 20. But other than that, those are the only 2 electrics. I've sold everything else because, to be honest, water and electronics, it's just not the best idea. And whatever. Anyhow, that's a different video. But electric boats, you're running a super, super, super high RPM. Nitro boats are right under that, and gas boats are under that. So an electric boat, for myself, I lube them every run. Nitro boats, maybe every 2 runs, and gas boats about every 45 minutes to an hour. You know, basically, I usually run a boat 15-20 minutes and I'm done. But like this weekend, I'm taking this particular boat to the lake. We're going to run around the lake with it. I'm not gonna maintenance on that shaft until I get home on Sunday night. So yeah, there you go. So anyway, that's what I recommend. That's really about it for this. Put everything back in, make sure your collet's good and tight, and you're ready to go. So any questions, please leave me a message. Until next time, kids, bam, keep shiny side up. Bye.